Well, good morning, everybody. It is a very, very beautiful day. Today, it is so freaking, the skies are so blue and so beautiful. And believe it or not, we have a chance of rain today. It's going to be another short video. Trying something new with this camera. Y'all let me know. I know the last video I posted was horrible. The camera was sideways, and I wanted to do something different for wider view on the video, but we'll do a little short one today. See how this is going to work. Matthew from Singapore kind of did a little tutorial on how to do some YouTube videos and how to hold the camera and the settings and stuff. So I did that, and that's what I'm doing now. So I was filming in portrait view, and I think it messed up everything, but I'm doing it differently this time. But anyway, y'all let me know. This is the project I talked about the other day before yesterday, or was it yesterday? And we're going to build a raised bed here next to the awning where we can plant the grapevines, and I'm sure she'll put some flowers and stuff in there. The sun is really bright this morning. So these are those free fence pickets I told y'all I got. You get them on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. People give them away all the time. Big bundles. They just want them off their property. And so we're going to go all the way down to the end of the carport, double boarded high. So those are 6-inch boards. So it's going to be 12 inches deep. It's going to be a 12-inch raised bed. And I'm going to come out from here, I think maybe 2 feet, from there over to 2 feet, maybe 3 feet, and go down. I'll probably do 3 feet because she loves planting stuff, and that'll give her plenty of room to plant some other things. There's a lot of sunlight right here too, so whatever we plant here will get a lot of sunlight. Should do pretty good. But anyway, there's also a device I can get for this camera that when I'm walking, it's not so shaky. And I'm looking into that. Another deal from Matthew. But anyway, I posted a video the other day about the green beans, how yellow they were looking. And I want to show y'all today how green the Kentucky pole beans are. They were like yellow literally the other day, and now they're green. Everything is doing so good. And I got some surprises to show y'all today on the raised bed garden that just popped up on us and really surprised us. So yeah, the green beans are doing good. They're Kentucky pole beans, Kentucky wonder beans, or whatever they're called. But they're I guess they're primarily a climber, because you can see this one has climbed all the way up this bamboo deal, almost a foot or two from the top of the bamboo. And we run the strings thinking that they would start climbing on the strings, and of course some of them have, but every one that's by the poles, like that one right there, is climbed the pole. So I'm thinking if we do this again, there's going to be a pole for every bean. I think that'll work out better, because my goodness, look at this one. Both of these poles here on the end, they're just going right up them, right up the poles. Anyway, again, the cucumbers. It's hard to tell in video or pictures how good and these things are doing, but they're just thriving in this raised bed. And we've done several gardens out here over the years, just in the ground, and I've never had anything do as good as these are doing in this raised bed garden. Now we're going to walk over here to the squash, and this here's a butternut squash, and the whole thing was yellow the other day, and it's starting to green back up. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, and I'm thinking maybe that's what did it. But there is a baby butternut squash on here somewhere if something didn't get it. Yeah, there's a little baby one right there if you can see it. But this one, I'm going to show y'all this one here. This little sucker was so small yesterday and the day before. Look how big that crooked neck squash is. It's 3 inches long already. Excuse me. And this one here, it was yellow and it's really starting to perk up, and it's got a baby squash on it as well. It's about 2 inches long. Very surprising about this. And look how much the strawberry plants have sprouted up. Look at the little strawberry right there, getting blooms all over them. The corn is doing really good. I'm telling y'all, gardens will really surprise you. You will be struggling trying to get everything to grow, and the next thing you know, you have fruits and vegetables on them, and they grow. So once they start producing, they I'm sorry about the wind, y'all. It's a little breezy out this morning. Once they start producing, they just you'll be just walking around, and next thing you know, there's a something ready to be picked that you missed the day before. Look here. Y'all remember me showing y'all these plants the other day? There was nothing on this that I could see. Now there's a cucumber on it. You'll see it? There it is. Already. So I want to give a big shout out to Matthew in Singapore. Y'all look him up. He's got a website, YouTube page called Hook'em. Really good guy. He's going to come to the States before long, and we're going to do some fishing. He does a lot of fishing videos, and I love fishing. And I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Tom, Deep South Bama. If you go to YouTube and type in Deep South Bama, Mr. Tom, you'll find his videos. He's the one that's really inspired us on everything that we're doing right now. But I did take the big tomatoes off that were on this plant here, and so that they can help the plant grow a little bit. And we got some more of these. Look how big that thing is getting just in a day or two. Every tomato plant that we have, every single tomato plant that we have that I'm looking at has a tomato on it. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this bed. And yeah, every tomato plant has tomatoes on it. They might be small, but they all have tomatoes on them. And this is that one I was telling y'all about. It's called the Midnight Snack. The tomato stem is kind of black or purplish, and the tomatoes were black at the top, and when they get ripe, the bottoms will be like a regular red orange tomato. And we'll try something new. There's a couple of different varieties of tomatoes, and these pepper plants here, this is a habanero, and it's got some blooms on it but no peppers yet. And this is the one that I really want to produce. I'm not a big fan of real spicy peppers, although I do like them and cooking with them. But it's doing really good. It's really stiff. It is the red ghost chili, but it's not producing anything yet. So we'll wait and see how that does. Our climate here in Texas, in southeast Texas, some things you can grow really well and some things you can't. Like different kinds of fruit trees and citrus trees. Citrus trees do really, really well. Out here, I'm going to show you something here. One of my citrus trees. Pear trees do really well out here. I guess it's called the Bradford pear. Does really well. And they're actually pretty good. I didn't think they would be pretty good. They're kind of a cooking pear, but it does really good. We bought that tree that you see right there in front of us at Walmart. I believe it was a Walmart. It was a real small pear tree. And then when we bought it, of course, you know how when they sell them, they always have baby pears on them. Same way with the citrus trees. And look how big it's getting. It's just literally covered in blooms. I'm gonna turn sideways so the wind, well, maybe the wind will stop that a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, it's really big. Now, this started out, this was a lime tree. And we got a lot of limes off of it. But what happened was, this whole, let me show you, from here back that way, all the way down, I had citrus trees. All the way down to the horse trailer almost. I had orange, grapefruit, lemon, lime trees, and they all froze and died in the winter. As well as this lime tree, it froze and died and came back. But it came back above the graft. So there was a graft down there, and it came back, started growing above the graft. And it produces huge, I don't know if they're lemons or oranges or what, but they're horrible. You can't eat them. There's nothing you can do. It's merely just a decorative fruit. You can't even eat it. I don't think it'll hurt you if you eat it, but it's so bitter. But if you take a citrus tree and you just tear a little leaf off and just kind of fold it and smell it, it smells so citrusy and good and delicious. And even when you're peeling them, it smells good and delicious. But when you go to eat them, they're horrible. I don't have any on it right now, but it was a lot of blooms on it in the spring, so I'm sure that there'll be some citrus on it come this summer. We will see. But anyway, guys, like I said, this is not going to be a very long video. I just wanted to try a new way of videoing. And those of y'all that like, let me walk out here and try to hold the camera steady. These are crepe myrtles. Now, I didn't buy any of these crepe myrtle trees. What I did was, if you find a big crepe myrtle tree, and they don't even have to be that big, at the very bottom on the ground around the crepe myrtle tree will be little babies. And that's what I did. I got all of these crepe myrtle trees from one tree, and all the babies are growing out of the ground. I just took a little shovel and dug up a little baby and brought them home and planted them next to my driveway. I have 5 on this side and 3 on this side, and I had actually 5 on both sides. So the ones here in the middle, they were so small and they were doing good, but I accidentally kept hitting them with the lawnmower, and so they finally died off. But it still looks good when they're in full bloom. They're actually beautiful. It's a purple crepe myrtle, but super easy to grow. If you know anybody with a crepe myrtle tree and you want to grow crepe myrtles, just go to the bottom of the tree. Even as far as 3 or 4 feet out from the tree, you'll see the little sprouts coming up out of the ground, and that sprouts that comes up off the roots. And you just dig them up, put them in a pot. I actually put every one of them in a pot and let them grow. I don't know, a few months, I guess, before I planted them in the ground. And in the wintertime, they lost all their leaves, and I thought for sure they were dead. And when springtime come, they all came back to life, and they were all doing extremely well. Anyway, we'll take a quick look at the swimming pool beds we have over on this side and see if anything's going on with them. And there's peppers and blooms on every plant in this one. Even this one has a little pepper. That is it's called a jalapeno pepper. Yeah, they're all jalapenos, including that one. And then this one here, that's a round looking weird Let's see what this, oh, it's a purple bell. So that's tiny. We'll see how it turns out. And this one here has some small ones on it, and it is a sweet pepper. Kubalana, or whatever, however you say that word. And these are onions. Green onions that we cut up and had for dinner one night. I just took the little ends that you cut off, you know, the little end part, and stuck them in the ground, and they're growing really good. And there's some more, look, this tree's got 3 red peppers on it. Here's a bell pepper. These are all doing good. I do think we have a worm or something eating at the plants, because this one here looks pretty eaten up. I don't know if it's something that Teresa trimmed off or something is eating on it. So tonight, the best time to catch these critters are in the middle of the night. If you can come out at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and start checking your plants with a flashlight, you'll find these worms that love to eat on the plants. And they kind of retreat during the daylight hours. But these bell peppers are doing good. This is actually, bell peppers almost ready to be taken off. Chickens, we did some pineapples last night. Teresa found them at the store for 97 cents each. So we took all the pineapple out of them and brought the scraps out here to the chickens. They'll eat what they want off of it, and I'll throw the rest in the compost pile. Chickens will eat anything. I actually threw a whole bag of shrimp shells and crawfish shells and crab shells out here, and the next day they were gone. They ate shells and all. Might make the eggs a little bit, the eggs a little bit spicy. We'll see. Anyway, I had my procedure done yesterday. Told y'all I was going to go have it done. They'll have the results back, checking for cancer and stuff like that in a week or 2. So I'm hoping everything is okay with that. Also, I want to tell y'all, if y'all live out in the country or even in the city, if you have vines, poison ivy vines growing on your trees, and they will take over a tree. I'll show you something here in a minute. But like that, those dead limbs, that's poison ivy. And what I did was, you just take a machete, and at the bottom just cut them down low, and they'll start dying off. But to show you how much they'll take over, I want to show you how big these vines are on this tree. This is a dead tree, and I cut it down because every time I would mow, some limbs would fall, and some of them would be pretty big, and it was rather scary to mow around it. I guess that's why they call it Widowmaker. But let me find one here right quick. How big these vines get. Okay, right here. You see that big old tree, that little thing growing out the side of it? That was from a vine. It goes all the way down to the base. Huge vine. And they will still, if you're allergic to poison ivy or poison oak, when you're cutting that stuff up, them wood chips will get on your skin and you will break out. And I've also got a really good cure for if you have broken out with poison ivy or poison oak from the oils in the plant. A really good cure for that, and believe it or not, and that would be, hear all the wind chimes going? If you broke out with a rash from poison ivy or poison oak, go in the house, go get you some Dawn dishwashing liquid, and scrub the hell out of it with Dawn dishwashing liquid. It gets all the oils off of the skin, and you'll heal up pretty nicely. You won't have to go to the doctor or anything like that, unless it's really, really bad. But still, wash yourself with Dawn dishwashing liquid from your head to your toes, and wash it really good, and that will that's always cured me, and I'm pretty allergic to the stuff. But I used to go to the doctor and get the shots and all that stuff, but when I read about the Dawn dishwashing liquid, I tried that and it actually worked really well. Anyway, I took all these bricks out, rocks out. They were stacked over there beside the tree, and they were actually sinking into the dirt because they'd been there for years and years and years. So I got them all out. I'll hook up the wagon and start hauling them. I'm thinking that we can use some of these, the round ones. I got quite a bit of round ones, and maybe make a raised bed out of them somewhere for us to plant in. But I got a lot of those. But I'm not, I get winded pretty easy, so I can only do a little bit at a time. So I might move a dozen or two at a time and then take breaks and chill out. And the heat also gets to me. The medication they got me on, it just makes me really, really hot. But anyway, y'all take it easy. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please in the comments, let me know what you think, and have any questions, ask me any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. If it's about the garden, if I can't answer them, I'll get with Deep South Bama, Mr. Tom, and we'll try to get some answers for you. Or, you know, famous Google. Use Google a lot, and try to get some answers for you. Also, hit the subscribe button if you would, please. And so every time I make a video, it'll give you a notification that I made a video, and you can learn some more from what I'm learning, because I'm learning as you go. I'm not a professional by no means. I'm just everyday Joe, just trying to make a living. Anyway, guys, God bless y'all, each and every one of y'all. Please let me know about this camera angle. If it's not any good, I'll go back to doing it the original way. The last video I made was horrible. You looked at it on the computer and it was sideways. But this way I did it differently, and we'll see how well it works. So y'all have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful weather. If you go out, wear a mask to protect yourself and others, because people out there just don't have any common sense about what's going on around them, and they think they're invincible to getting sick, and they don't want to have to go through some of the stuff that other people are going through, getting sick. And like I said, God bless each and every one of y'all. I apologize again about the wind and the wind noise. I should do more videos in the evening times, less wind. And y'all take it easy, and talk to y'all later.